Welcome to the video Vort. The Torah lists for us a series of military exemptions in this week's Sedra. And at the end of the list, the Torah says someone who is Yarev Rach Levav, fearful and faint of heart, is exempt from military service. And the Mishnah in Sota tells us, what exactly is this fear and faint of heart? What exactly is the person afraid of? Rabbi Akiva says he's afraid of battle, and that makes sense. The pasuk tells us the person is going to be afraid. They're going to spread this fear to depress morale. It's going to be bad for the military. And therefore, says Rabbi Akiva, it is simple, pshuto kemashmo, is afraid of battle. Rabbi Yossi, however, argues the person is not afraid of battle, but rather he's afraid of avera shebiyado, the sins that he has committed. And is concerned, therefore, that because he has committed these sins, he no longer has the advantage of divine protection, and he exposes himself and others to the wrath and the attacks of the enemy. However, if you look in the Gemara further, the nature of the sins that he's fearful about, that he has committed, are not the grand big ones. Even small minor sins, minor averos, qualify as well for this exemption. And if that is the case, the Kotzker Rebbe wonders, who could possibly serve in a Jewish army? Everyone has done averos. Everyone has certainly done minor averos, if not the most serious averos. So who could possibly serve? The bar is set so high, we could barely get a platoon of one platoon in the army. Answers the Kotzker Rebbe, it is not the fact that the person has engaged in sins in his past, the averos shebiyado. It's the fact that he is fearful of the avera shebiyado. That even though the person has sinned in his past, and even though the person has repented, and even though the person no longer engages in those averos, he is still yareh, fearful of the consequences of what he has done. He has not been able to move past it, and therefore he is paralyzed and beholden to his past. Such a person with such a psychological detriment is not qualified to serve in the Jewish army. But this message is broader than just a military exemption. We stand now 4 weeks before Rosh Hashanah and the Yom Hadin, and we are called upon to engage in cheshbon hanefesh, introspection. And the question is, when we look at our past and we look at ourselves honestly, will we allow ourselves to be paralyzed and beholden to our past? Or will we use that knowledge, that self-awareness, that honest evaluation to propel us forward to greater kedusha, to greater tahara, and to greater avodas Hashem? If we choose the latter, if we choose to be able to look at ourselves and move on, then we will indeed be able to stand in 4 weeks' time with greater confidence on Rosh Hashanah and the ensuing Yom Hadin. Good Shabbos.